So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in today's market, sellers are making huge mistakes when it comes to listing their homes and ultimately getting them sold. Gone are the days where you could put a house on the market and expect 5, 10, 15 offers without doing any work or putting forth any effort. Today, if you want to keep a lot of money in your pocket, there are some steps that we must take and some things we must avoid to make sure that your house gets sold for top dollar in today's market. The mistakes that I see most common: people overpricing their houses, people not staging or poor staging of their homes, people not doing any routine maintenance or upkeep, and the marketing is terrible. Incorrect photos, incorrect orientation of photos, blurred lenses, no video. In order to get your home in front of as many buyers as possible, we have to make sure we do our work up front. So in this video, we're going to tackle the top 5 mistakes sellers make, and there's a bonus at the end that a lot of people overlook, but it's super important to buyers today. So make sure you stick around to the end, and we're going to get into the top 5 mistakes buyers make when listing and selling their houses right now. So before we get into the content, I would like to introduce myself. My name is David Totten. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Virginia, also licensed in North Carolina, home base here in Danville, Virginia. My team and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking to make a move to this area, and we love it. So whether you're moving in 6 weeks or 60 days, give us a call. No, schedule a Zoom meeting with me. I give you direct access to my calendar in the description below. So again, we want to talk about the top 5 mistakes sellers make when they list their homes and ultimately fail to get them sold. So we're going to get right into it. The first mistake I see sellers make is overpricing the house. Gone are the days, like we mentioned earlier, where you could put a house on the market in any condition and expect anywhere between 5 to 25 offers. The glory days are over. So we cannot think that we can list our houses more than what the market dictates. I've seen houses sit on the market for hundreds of days because on the premise that I can just list it and expect what I want versus what somebody will pay. There's a difference in this thing called value. Value is what somebody is willing to pay for something that you have to offer. Now, when we overprice our houses, sellers, please hear me. You may not like me after this video, but I'm here to help you so you can make sure you get your home sold, whether you use me or not. But what we have to understand is when we overprice our homes, they're going to sit on the market longer. And what that does is, if you don't have maximum showings, offers, or a lot of foot traffic in the first 2 weeks, then that could cause a perception to a buyer that says, what is wrong with this house? You get fewer showings, and ultimately what a lot of people like to use is a price improvement, but it's ultimately a price reduction. So we have to do our homework. That's me doing my homework for you, giving you a comparative market analysis or CMA. And then that also leads you to do your homework. There are plenty of resources available. You can jump on Zillow.com. You can jump on Realtor.com. You can jump on Redfin. Now, what I will warn you though, those sites have a value. And a lot of people think that those values that they see, whether it's the Zestimate or the Realtor.com price or the Redfin price and what that home is valued for, those numbers use an algorithm just like anything else today. So you have to be careful using those because 9 times out of 10, those values are anywhere between 15 to 25% off. Because guess what? Zillow.com doesn't come to your house. Realtor.com doesn't come to your house. They don't know if you've done any updates, what kind of upkeep you've done. They don't know your curb appeal. They haven't visited. So all they do is look at everything comparable around you, put it into a group, and they use an average. Averages hurt you. You have to use median prices when you're looking at pricing your home. So that is the first mistake that I see a lot of sellers make, is overpricing the house, thinking my house is worth more because I did all this to it. It's got so much sentimental value. Listen, buyers don't care. They're there to buy the house for them and their family. Okay? So we're going to move on to number 2. So number 2 is neglecting repairs and maintenance. I have been into so many homes and I have noticed issues with the property. Peeling paint, leaky faucets, even trash, clothes everywhere, stuff not being cleaned. You have tarps on roofs. That stuff, buyers pick up on it. And if a buyer's agent is worth their weight and worth the fee that they're getting paid, guess what? They're going to notice issues. They're going to notice settlement cracks. They're going to notice smells in the house that could be mold or mildew or anything really. If you have kids, I have kids. When my kids come home from school and take their little shoes off, you can smell a little something. But you have dishes in the sink. Like I said, the leaky faucets, you have just stuff that has been deferred and not taken care of over the years. So that stuff has to be addressed, because you cannot ask for a price if your home is not in the condition that the price requests or asks for. So we have to remember, neglected homes raise red flags and may lead to lower offers or failed inspections. Here's the solution. Make the repairs. I know it may hurt up front, but I promise you, friends, if you make the repairs, you can ask for more. You can expect more offers. You can expect to turn less people off. Because guess what? There's this thing called FHA. There's this thing called VA. There's this thing called USDA. And those types of loans that a lot of buyers get, I'm going to say somewhere between 70 to 80%, you remove that buying pool from your home if those repairs are not made and or not willing to be corrected, because those loans get scrutinized. Those properties are heavily inspected. So especially if it's peel and paint, if you have missing stair rails, any matter of safety, you have seams in doors where you can see outside or in windows, please let me help you. Help me help you. Look, what we can do, and I've seen a lot of agents do this, I've even recommended this to a lot of my sellers, is to get a pre-listing home inspection done. That already tells us what the issues are. Now, we can say we're going to get them fixed before we close, because a lot of contractors, what they would do is they would do the work, invoice the title company or the attorney, and they'll get paid at closing. So you don't even have to come out of pocket a lot of the times to have these things done. But they have to be done if you want the most money for your house. So let's get them done. Let's get a pre-listing home inspection done. If not, we can just expect to list our homes a little lower so we can get as many people in the home as possible. Number 3, poor staging and curb appeal. Guess what? What do you think the first thing a buyer is going to see when they pull up to your house? That's right. They're going to see the outdoors. They're going to see whether the grass has been mowed. They're going to see whether the lawn has been manicured. They're going to see if there's fresh mulch and pretty and beautiful flowers, and what the fencing looks like, and if there's algae and moss on your siding and on your roof. I promise you, and women, help a brother out. If you see, you pull up at a house, and you with your husband, your boyfriend, or whoever, you pull up at the house. The grass is ankle high, okay? It's trash all over the yard. You got toys all outside. You got somebody fixing a car in the backyard, okay? Tell me what you are gonna do. You might not even get out the car. You're going to get back in your car. You're going to look to the driver's seat if you're not driving, and you're going to say, I'm not going in there. Well, guess what? Sellers, that is what buyers think. So it costs, maybe, if you can't do it yourself, depending on the size of your yard, it may cost you $45 to $60 to have the grass cut. If you want somebody else to do a little more, it might cost you a couple $100, but that couple $100 can make or break a transaction even before it gets started. So we also want to talk about staging. Now, I know if you live in the house, there's not a whole lot you can do because your stuff is still there in the house. But there is a way we can present your stuff that's in the house to a potential buyer, because you want to declutter, you want to depersonalize. That means you don't have to put everything in storage, but you can put some stuff in storage. You can take some pictures down off of the walls. You can take some of your degrees that's hanging. We're proud of you. Congratulations on all the degrees. But guess what? Buyer doesn't care. A buyer cares about them seeing themselves living in the house. That's in your house. But they're thinking, eventually, this is going to be my house. So we have to declutter, depersonalize. We want the best showing. Guess what? First impressions are lasting impressions. And if you don't have a good first impression, you might not get a second. Okay? So that means, going back to what we were saying earlier, clean up the house. We want it to be show ready. We want it to look like it could be featured in a Homes magazine or be featured on Cribs. And you don't have to have a mansion for that. But we want floors swept and mopped. If you have carpet, let's shampoo them and vacuum them. Let's wash up all of our dishes. Let's make sure our cabinets and pantries are nice and tidy. Let's make sure our dishwashers aren't full of dishes. Let's make sure stuff is put away nice and clean. I tell you what, smells. Because guess what? Buyers, all of their senses go into purchasing a home, because buyers purchase with emotion first. Second is logic. So they gotta feel it. And if you've ever been in a house before, you know that feeling. When you walk in, I like to ask my people, does it feel like home? If it doesn't feel like home, I know it's not the one. But it can't feel like home if it smells, it's not pretty, it's dirty, it's junky. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Get this stuff in order. Especially if you have notice. If you have 24 hours, it takes 2 hours to clean up. At least straighten it up. But that is one mistake that I see a lot of people make in selling homes, is poor staging or lack of staging and poor curb appeal. If you need help, I have a resource. I'll put their information in the description. They're home stagers. Please let me help you. Let them help you so we can help you get top dollar for your house. We're going to step into number 4 now. Number 4 is dear to my heart. Number 4, marketing and presentation. That's why you're watching this video now. Guess what? What I like to do is get houses in front of as many people as possible using as many avenues and channels as possible. Putting your house on the MLS does not cut it. Guess why? Everybody can do that. Even if they don't hire an agent to represent them, you can pay an agent to put your house on the MLS, but that's just going to syndicate it out to, of course, every agent in that MLS, Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, those sites. But guess what? That's not enough, because we want to put best foot forward. So in order to maximize exposure, we got to get into some other channels. Guess what? People are on their phones all day long. Guess what? People are on social media all day long. So guess where your house needs to be? In front of those people. We can utilize Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, which is my absolute favorite, because guess what? Pictures say 1,000 words, video says 1,000,000. So we have to present the house to the right people in the right way at the right time. And there's no better way to do that than with the perfect photos. I've seen a lot of agents take photos, But the best photo a lot of agents can take is a selfie. I'm gonna probably get in trouble for that with a lot of other agents. But guess what? It's the truth. There's a science and an art and a love and a passion when it comes to taking photos. Now, when you take a photo, you have to shoot in landscape. Your phone needs to be horizontal. You can't shoot pictures in portrait. Now, some shots may have to be if they're bathroom because doorways are narrow. But in most cases, you want wide angles. You want wide shots, shot from a corner. You don't want your lens to have your fingerprints all over it so it's smudged. You can't see that way. So, and also, if going back to the previous for a second, I have a great staging company. If you're not good at staging, they can remove stuff from photos. They can put in new stuff in photos. It's virtual staging. It's totally legal, totally legit. We just got to disclose that. But back to marketing. It's my passion. It's the best way to get in front of the people that are interested in purchasing your home. So we cannot make the mistake of missing buyers because we have poor photos, no video, and less exposure by putting it out in front of as many people as possible. Solution: hire me and I'll take care of all of that for you. But if you want to do it yourself, you can absolutely do so. I just gave you some tips: which way to shoot, how to shoot, what angles to get. But video is key because a lot of people look at homes before they come visit homes. So if you can give them that little nugget before they get there, I promise you it's going to go a long way. So now we're going to get into number 5. And please be sure to stick to the end because there's a bonus that a lot of people don't get or understand that's very important to buyers. So we're going to jump into number 5 now. Before we jump into number 5, I forgot one pro tip for you. Did you know that YouTube has 2.74 billion people watch YouTube a month? At least once a day. 2.4 billion people. Now, here's a statistic that is going to blow your mind. Did you know that YouTube has 1 billion hours of watch time per day? Do the math. I did the math for you. That equates to 114,808 years. Now, if you can't utilize that, you're missing out. Fire whoever's working for you. If they don't have your house on YouTube right now to put it in front of 2.74 billion people, fire them. No, I'm just joking. Don't do that. But that's a stat. Have your agent shoot a video for your house or hire somebody to shoot a video of your house and put it on YouTube. I promise you'll get the results that you're looking for. So now we're going to jump in to number 5. Number 5 is sellers are unwilling to negotiate. They're holding out for the perfect offer. Guess what? The perfect offer is when your terms, your situation, lines up with the buyer's terms and their situation. Now, I know that there are key things that go into an offer, into negotiating. That's offer, which is what price are we paying? What are our terms? What kind of inspections? Okay, I get it. But guess what? Sometimes we have to negotiate, and that's not losing. Negotiating is winning for everybody. So sometimes we gotta either take a lower price, or we gotta give better terms, or sometimes we have to fix things that we don't want to. Sometimes we have to do things that we said that we would never do. But that is negotiating for you. So you have to, and you gotta be open to feedback, okay? Because feedback is a buyer or a buyer's agent telling you exactly what a buyer wants. It don't get no better than that. And I know that is not proper grammar, but it does not get better than that for somebody telling you exactly what they want and you having it or giving it to them. That is how you win, my friends. Those are the top 5 tips that I see sellers make. Now, here's the bonus before I let you go. The bonus tip is, and I need you to show some grace to me for what I'm about to say because I love you, but I'm gonna help you out. Showings are very important to buyers. Now, what I see a lot of sellers do is they stay home during the showing, and if they have pets, their pets stay home during the showing. Now, a lot of people, and I'm not a pet owner. I love our pet owners. I love your pets. I don't do them. I don't want them. But hey, guess what? They can be a distraction. Because if you go to a house, you have a barking dog, and you have somebody that is terrified of dogs because they had an incident or run in with a dog, they're not going in your house. So what you need to do, we give you enough notice as a listing agent. So-and-so seller, Mr. Mrs. Seller, ex-agent is coming by with their buyer tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. What are you going to do with the dog? What are you going to do? I need you to leave the house. Go walk the dog. The weather's breaking. It's pretty outside. You saw it a few minutes ago. Leave the house. Let that buyer walk into that home. Let them feel it. Let them see it. Let them analyze without feeling like they're being watched by you. Because when you got Big Brother looking over your shoulder, it's hard to get a good sense of, I just want to hurry up and get out of here because I'm not comfortable in this home. That is the bonus tip. During showings, leave the house, take your fur babies with you because we want to make sure we make a good first impression. I hope this video was helpful. Again, this is David Totten, eXp Realty here in Danville, Virginia, also licensed in North Carolina, with the top 5 mistakes sellers make when it comes to listing and selling their houses. Please, again, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you're the first to learn everything there is to know about living, working, eating, breathing, playing right here in Danville, Virginia. Until we see you in the next video, don't forget to schedule that Zoom meeting with me. I can't wait to chat with you. Had a beautiful Zoom meeting earlier today with a buyer looking to relocate from another city. But till we see you in the next video, take care. We love you. God bless.